Welcome to the Circuit of Success Podcast.
The Circuit of Success Podcast.
With your host, Brett
Gilliland.
Brett Gilliland, Visionary Wealth Advisory.
The Circuit of Success Podcast. Let's start the show.
Welcome to the Circuit of Success. I'm your host, Brett Gilliland. Today, I've got Matt Clark with me. Matt, what's the good word, my friend?
Hey, Brett. Good to see you, man. We're just traveling and enjoying the beautiful warm weather in Thailand at the moment.
I love it. This is the first ever, as I told you before we started recording. I'm 382 episodes or recordings in. First ever where it's a different day than I'm in. You're in Tuesday. I'm on Monday.
Yep.
Kind of crazy.
It's kind of crazy, but I do it all the time. You know, our clients are mainly based in the US, so this is a pretty normal occurrence for me.
Yeah, I love it. Well, Matt, why don't you just kind of give a background, if you can, of what's made you the man you are today and how you've chosen the path that you and your wife have chosen, and you're traveling the world but yet still building a virtual business all over the place.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it comes down to one thing that really changed everything for me was I got involved in door-to-door sales at a young age. And, it really, I went over to the UK when I was 18, started doing door-to-door sales there, got kicked in my butt many times and called all colorful names under the sun. Got told no about 1 million times, but persevered. And I think that's one of the key lessons. I mean, there were days that I knocked 300 doors in a day.
Wow.
And you just kind of learn to have a thick skin, to persevere, and to really look at what's working and what's not working and make the adjustments accordingly. From there, it's really good. It's kind of like the marketer's mindset, but very manual, very manual.
Yeah. What made you do that? What made you choose to keep getting the million no's?
So, I learned that I love sales. I mean, I've never worked for a salary in my life. In fact, this is the first time owning a business that I've actually got a set payment that comes in every single month. I like having a blank check that I can write, obviously there's a whole bunch of other perks that come with owning a business. Yeah. But, when I was younger, I just loved the fact that I could write my own check. It was blank every single month and I could fill in whatever I wanted. And in order to do that, it's not about the skills that you have. It's about who do you need to become in order to get the income that you want. And that was a big aha moment for me as well, is that I had to level myself up. I had to dive deep into understanding psychology, understanding body language, understanding myself. Where do I fit in the big picture? And what am I really good at? And where can I get better at? Versus what are things that are not going to get me where I want to go to? Yeah. And, just having that realistic look actually puts everything in perspective.
Yeah. So let's talk more too about, so you co-founded the Virtual Edge, right? That's your business. Yep. And that's what you help as entrepreneurs and says work less and feel great about it, right? Charge more, work less, and feel great about it, which is That's awesome. Exactly you help 1,700 plus entrepreneurs from 26 different countries, which is amazing. So, and then the host of the Rainmaker Show, right, which is launching soon on Apple TV. Is that correct?
Correct.
Awesome. That's very cool. So what is the day-to-day job, if you will, for Matt Clark? What are you helping individuals do day in and day out?
Day in and day out, we really help them with three very specific things. And the first thing is building the model. So it's making sure that their business model is aligned, really getting that ideal client, that brand, and optimizing their brand online. Then it's creating bless you.
Thank you. That might be the first sneeze ever on camera too. You never know.
Couple of firsts today, man. I love
exactly.
it. So building the model, then the USP, the unique selling proposition, and then actually creating the visual model. Then we help them on their sales processes. So looking at their offer ladder, their building a leverage delivery model, and then automating the sales process. And then the third piece is we help them scale it. So aligning the team and driving tons of traffic, and then building out their talks. And the two talks that we've seen the most success with is a 10-minute talk and then a 60-minute talk, which can be used on webinars, live presentations, whatever it is.
Wow. And so those people are basically in the coaching world. Is that what they do for a living? And then you're helping them help other people. Is that how it works?
Well, it's service-based businesses. So there's coaches, consultants, publishers, IT companies. It's really across the board. We've got solar companies. We've got accountants, lawyers. So we've worked with people all across the professional services range. And it's specifically when people have got a complex sales process, and we help them to really visualize that and create a roadmap that their clients can see. Oh, this is how you get me from point A to point B. This is the transformation I'm going to get. And you've got a proven model to get there. So that's the basis of it. And then it's how to drive more traffic, how to make your sales process easier, and how to deliver in a leveraged way so you don't become a slave to your business.
Yeah. And so what are you seeing that is the most helpful for a lot of the people that are out there, right? Whether it's anywhere across the globe, but is there a common theme that you're seeing that people are struggling with today?
Yeah. And the biggest thing is long sales cycles is one of the biggest challenges. And especially in the service-based businesses, long sales cycles, and then having to do custom proposals all the time. And the reason they're doing that is because they've got all this amazing information in their head and they're really good at what they do. So they try and sell everything. And then when they talk to a client, they take pieces of what they've got, have to create custom proposals. Then it's a long, lengthy sales process. Yep. There's nothing repeatable about it. And that's where this visual model comes in place, is that we help them actually put that into something that's simple to explain, easy to understand. And if a decision is easy, if something's easy for someone to understand, they make decisions 10 times faster.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what does that look like? Describe what, when you say a long sales process, what does that mean to you? How long is long?
Well, it depends on the offer. I mean, some people that should be closing in the first 1 or 2 calls are taking a month to 3 months to close. Some of our clients who've got higher ticket offers, so like $150,000 a year to work with them, they would be looking at sales cycles of 6 to 12 months, right? And so when we build out that model, we break it up into smaller offers so that they can have an easy yes on the front end that then leads into the back end offer. So now, I mean, one client I'm thinking of in particular with this, his sales cycles went from 6 to 12 months down to 2 to 4 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So imagine what that does for
That's
your cash flow now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your cash flow changes, your entire business changes. You're not looking back at the end of the year thinking, I've worked so hard, where's all the money in my account? It's there.
Yeah. So what is that? Like, how does that happen? I mean, how do we take something and basically take it from 12 months down to 1 month? I mean, how do we do that?
Yeah. So once we've got that model built, and how it works is it's 3 stages and then 9 steps. So 3 stages, 3 steps in each stage. So 3 things about 3 things. And each of those things show a transformation. So with the example that I gave you now, what we did with Mark was, out of his 9-step solution, we took the first 3 steps, created a front-end offer that was $10,000, right? And we decided that it's going to be a 2-day assessment. And if there's like 12 levers in the business that need to be pulled, he goes and does the assessment, says, cool, if we pull this one, it's 1%, this one is 3%, this one is 4%, whatever it is. Add up all the percentages afterwards. And here's where we got really clever, was we said, let's quantify what those percentages turn out to be in terms of revenue generated or time saved or business optimized. And that then produces a number which the business owner tells them. And now what Mark does is he says to people, look, if I don't show you at least $10,000 worth of value, I'll give you your money back. So now, as the CEO, it's a really easy decision for him to say, yeah, we can do that. If we can see an increase of X amount, and this is the big promise that you're making, we can spend 10 grand with no risk whatsoever. Worst case scenario, we waste a bit of time. Best case scenario, we have, and in Mark's particular case, the increments that his companies could grow by is in the tens of millions worth of time.
That's, that is a game changer, isn't it? To be able to lead with that. So you lead with the 10,000, but then there's the second and the third step that then allows you to have the $150,000 sale. Is that what happens? They get in there and they see that it works, and then you lead them into the bigger sale. Yeah.
Yes, I mean his pitch into the back end offer was literally this. It's like, okay, so now we've built out your plan. Do you want to implement this yourself, or do you want help with it?
Yeah.
And he's like,
I need
cool, I've got
help.
a proven process. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Proven process. Here's the next steps. Here's the next 6 steps. We've already ascertained that we're going to be adding, let's say, 10 million to the business or whatever the number is. Ours is only going to be 150,000. You can either pay it monthly or you can do a one-time payment and get a bit of a better price.
Yeah. And they do that. So
Boom.
what are the no miss habits for you? I mean, to do the things that you're doing and all the people that you're serving and helping. Obviously, you're learning from some of the best and these entrepreneurs that are out there. So what are the no miss habits for you?
Plan the day the night before, and then wake up in the morning and decide on, I like to write my to-do list, and then I'll actually allocate which are the transformational things, which are the transactional things. Transactional things get delegated or deleted. Transformational things are the things that I have to do and take priority. And I'll prioritize those and just get them done, one at a time. Typically only put in, 1 to 3 transformational things in a day. Ideally 1, no more than 3. And typically if I get 1 done early, then I can either decide, cool, I can do whatever else I want for the day, or I can do another transformational thing. I'd say that's one of the biggest, most effective habits. But on top of that is also drink lots of water. I mean, these are the basic things, but that determine everything that you do. Exercise every single day, stretch, and spend time with my wife.
I love it.
Because happy wife, happy
So what
life.
kind of exercise? Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. So what kind of exercises are you doing, man? What are you doing? Obviously, you talked about stretching and stuff like that, but what are you doing to stay fit and have peak energy?
Yeah, so for me, it's I haven't been getting enough sleep lately, so that's one thing that is definitely needs to change.
Yeah.
But
Is
for
that by
me,
choice, you think, or are you just a night owl?
I am a night owl, number one. So also our sleeping habits change because of the time zone that we're in. I typically get to bed at about 2 a.m. and then I'll build in 8 hours of sleep. So wake up at 10 and then start the day, do my exercise, breakfast, food, all the rest. And then start working again at 4 p.m. So my hours are just a bit different, but I'm still getting the sleep in. We've just been launching a couple new exciting things. So we've been head down getting stuff done.
Yeah. Yeah, because I guess your nighttime is basically the daytime over here. So that's you're doing your work at night, and then your quote unquote night is your daytime, and that's probably when you go to the beach or go do whatever else you do there in Thailand.
Exactly, 100%. We always try at least 2 or 3 times a week is go and do an adventure, right? During the day. So wake up, exercise, go do an adventure, and you come back and you're relaxed and your mind is open and you can actually enjoy the work because you're not just stressed out and sitting behind the computer all day.
Yeah. So this kind of tell us what the adventure is, if you will. So that's like what keeps you going. I'm always a big fan of finding out what people do with that kind of stuff. So what's your adventure?
So, I mean, it could be anything. And we literally look for weird stuff to do. So sometimes it'll be go on to Facebook events and see what local events are happening. It could be, going to a dance class or doing a pub crawl. Or, the other day we went to this building here in Bangkok called Mahanakorn, which is like 76 stories up. And they've got a glass floor that you stand on and look down. It's wild.
That is wild.
Right. Or we'll go to a VR, play some VR games, or go to the beach if we're near a beach. Whatever it is. Like I like to fish. I like being outdoors. We like hiking. So it's absolutely anything that gets us out and we can have some fun with.
I love that. What kind of leader are you, would you say? When you look at your business, would you say, your leadership style, what does that look like for you?
Definitely more big picture visionary. I don't like to get involved in the minutiae and the details. My business partner is more in get the stuff done. So, I get stuck in, get people excited, run the front end and, have fun with it. I like to give people I like to bring in great people, give them a direction and let them make it happen. These are the outcomes that I want. This is the direction we're going in. Make it happen.
Yeah. Your business partner, does he or she live? Where do they live?
So he lives in South Africa. His name is Wesley. He's got a wife and 3 kids. So they, not as able to move around as what we are.
Right. Yeah, that's the tough part, right? You get those kids involved. It's hard to be moving. So,
Exactly.
I know you're big on LinkedIn. So let's talk about LinkedIn, the strategy that people should be using there, and how we should make it a friend, if you will, or another business partner if you can, because LinkedIn is a massive amount of people on there that we can help impact our businesses. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I love it. And, LinkedIn has actually been the cornerstone of our business growth. We get most of our clients from there. We've got a whole strategy that helps our clients get clients on there. And really, the first thing is actually understanding what do you want to do with it.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going in there and just saying, okay, I need to get clients. Let's get on LinkedIn, spam the hell out of everybody, and hope for the best. Throw spaghetti against the wall and see what happens.
Yep. See what happens.
We like to look at, okay, what are the strategies that are really driving us forward, and how do we enhance those strategies? Because LinkedIn is the world's largest professional network. So we want to be networking with people, building connections. It's like, I look at it like this. It's like going to a networking event, right? We've all been to a networking event.
Yep.
And you get 4 different kinds of people there. The first one is the person that stands there and hands out business cards to absolutely everybody. Hello, here's my business card. Hello, here's my business card. You end up walking out and seeing a whole bunch of business cards in the trash can, right? Maybe he gets 1 or 2 people that actually phone him. Who knows? The second person is the guy who kind of just, or girl, kind of just sits there and doesn't speak to anybody, looks around, doesn't get involved. And you know what happens? Nothing happens. Maybe someone approaches them, but nothing really happens. The third person is the person who is the strategic networker. And they do their research. They know exactly what they're coming in for. And they go and find those people and network with them. And they maximize every opportunity that's there.
Yeah.
The fourth person is the person that stands at the front of the room and speaks and builds his brand, stands on stage and has a light shone on him. So I like to use the last 2 strategies. And what we use LinkedIn for is we use it to find partners that can promote us, or that can send referrals our way, or that we can get involved in their business. We find clients as well, yes. We use it to promote our events. We use it to build our brand. We use it to look for team, look for suppliers, open up in new countries, test out new marketing angles, because your network is going to give you feedback on what it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
And we use it a lot for market research and feedback.
So how are you learning that? Is that just something, obviously, you guys just dialed into it, and that's just the platform you've chosen to become an expert in?
Well, I looked at it like this. When I got out of door-to-door sales and I sold that business a couple of years ago, my whole mission was to build a business where I could travel the world, I could work online, I could earn multiple currencies, because the South African rand is just worth nothing at the moment. And I wanted to have that freedom. And so I went onto Facebook to generate leads. I couldn't figure that out. YouTube couldn't figure that out. I couldn't figure out any of these platforms. And I looked at LinkedIn and I was like, this is like virtually knocking doors, but I can do it from home. I can do it from anywhere in the world. I can skip the gatekeeper. So we had 8 steps in our door-to-door sales process. I could skip 2 steps. I could skip step 2 and 3 because I didn't have to go through a gatekeeper or find the right person. I could sit at home, spend 10 minutes, build a search, and reach out with a great message, a great value proposition, and actually have calls booked in and grow the network.
Yeah.
And for me, that was like the simplest thing ever. So we're like, I'm pretty sure there's other people that need this. And we built it.
Awesome. So what are you finding the 1 or 2 things that people don't know about LinkedIn that we should be doing? Every business owner, business leader, whoever should be doing it.
Definitely running events using LinkedIn. Now, there is a strategy around this. So not just putting up an event, and because if people say that they register, people say yes, they're attending, it doesn't actually capture that information anywhere. So there is a strategy behind where you need to be able to pull out that data, put them into a proper email list, and send them reminders. But if you've got a big network all right, it doesn't even have to be that big, 5,000 plus, you can be running events on LinkedIn, so webinars. And these could be small, highly targeted ones. So one of our clients has a $50,000 offer. He works with CEOs of large organizations. They're not going to attend a webinar.
Right.
So what he does is he runs roundtables, right? He's called it cigars and cocktails with CEOs. And he invites people in, they have a conversation, 5 to 10, and they are qualified beforehand, and making sure they're in a group of their peers, and gets them on a call, talks about everything that they're going through, and then shows them the path on how to get to the next stage using the model. Okay.
So that LinkedIn thing, they're not getting together in person. They're getting together virtually and they're having cocktails and cigars virtually, hanging out and talking about business ideas.
Exactly. 100%. So that's what we call roundtables. That's one event. Another one is running webinars and inviting people to webinars. So events is a huge thing that not many people are even looking at.
That's a good one.
And the second piece, which has been instrumental to our business growth, is what we call the partner pipeline. So using LinkedIn to find people who've got your ideal clients as part of their network and getting them to promote you. Mm-hmm. And there's a whole process behind that too. But it is the fastest and cheapest path to growth, because all you really need is LinkedIn account with Sales Navigator. So maybe it's $70 a month and some time. And if you want to automate the process, then, there's some automation tools that are out there ranging from, $50 to $150 if you want decent ones that can optimize your time too.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, and I think that investing in yourself, what I just heard you say there too, is we got to invest, right? As business leaders, whether that's employees or LinkedIn or whatever it may be, we have to invest. Yeah. So what would you say is the best route people should go about investing in themselves, either from LinkedIn or any other place that you think is a no-brainer for you to add to the repertoire, if you will?
Yeah, great question, actually. And I would always say, invest in yourself. Take a step back and look at where do you truly want to go. I'll tell you this, and instead of saying where specifically you should invest, let me give you a framework for asking the right question so that you can come up with your own answer.
Yeah.
And this is what one of my mentors told me. And, he's built over 40 businesses. They've taken 10 of them to 8 figures. So he's a pretty smart guy. He knows what he's doing.
Okay.
You kind of you want to listen to him, Yeah. And he said to me, it's like, Matt, I built my business differently. Most people build a business and then try and fit life somewhere in between there. Yeah. What I do is and they make their business their baby. I emotionally detach from my business. I decide what lifestyle I want, how much cash I need to live that lifestyle. And then I go and build boxes, right? And these boxes come in 3 forms. They're either businesses, businesses, real estate, or paper assets. So stocks, markets, crypto, all the rest. Yep. And you just got to decide based on what lifestyle you want and the income that you want, how many boxes do you need to stack? Some people just need one, yep. Right? Most people need multiple boxes to stack. And he's like, when you look at it like that, you become unemotional about what your business does, which means you can move faster. So in the context of that, looking at, what do you invest in yourself is, if you build your lifestyle first, look at the gaps in your business right now and in your life that you need to invest in that's going to get you to where you want to go to.
Yeah. Yeah, I talk about your ideal life, to my journal, and it's always going through and writing down your ideal life, like ideal day, what time you wake up to what time you go to bed, and everything in between. I'm a huge proponent of that, and booking in your family time first. So 100% agreement with what you're saying is get that stuff in, the things that you need to do, your family time, because man, as a dad of 4 boys, it goes so dang fast, and put that into your calendar. Make sure it happens. Don't give yourself the excuse of, well, you don't understand. I can't do this. I can't do that. Well, maybe, but maybe not, right? Just because you think it's what it is, it doesn't mean that reality is that way. So, what are the things too from your standpoint, like reading, journaling? Is that stuff? Do you do that? Do you find others are doing that? And if so, what are some hacks or habits you can create with that?
Yeah. So there is. Did you read? Have you read the book Atomic Habits?
I have
Okay, awesome book.
Stacking Habits.
Yeah, and so that's something that we've used all the time, and we kind of see that we fluctuate. Both my wife and I, we fluctuate. Because sometimes you build this really good habit, and then if you miss it for a couple of days, it's like it disappears. It takes forever to build the damn thing, and then a couple of days, and it's just gone out the window.
Yeah.
So we like to do projects, right? Which is a little bit different. And we'll choose the things that we want to do, choose the things that we want to achieve, allocate the time to it, and build it out. Build it into the diary. I like to read. I don't read as many business books as I used to. I feel like I kind of just saturated myself out on that. But every now and then I find a really good one. I like ones that tell stories. So Robin Sharma is a great author. I love his stories, love the big picture thinking, always gets me excited when I read it, whether it's The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari or the 5 a.m. Club.
The Leader Who Had No Title is probably one of my favorite books that he's ever written, and ever, and any author. It's a phenomenal book.
Agreed. It's like his storytelling is phenomenal. Yeah. And for me, if I can find someone that tells a good story, or it's an easy read and doesn't feel like a textbook, I'll read it.
Yeah.
But once again, it goes down to what is the kind of lifestyle that I want to live, and then I'll go back and look at the skills that I'm lacking in and go read books like that. So another good one was Profit First by Mike Michalowicz.
Yep.
Yeah, I loved that book. Absolutely loved that. I've also got to be careful on the finance book side of things as to what can I actually do being a South African citizen living in another country, how you structure your stuff.
Yeah.
So, read a couple of property books. I journal a little bit, probably not as much as I should, but we also do a lot of meditation. Writing out our goals. My wife and I do a monthly meeting where we write our goals down and we look at our goals. How far away are we? And, actually do a recap of what did we do to get us closer to or further away from that. And that's been super powerful.
And so when you write down those goals, how far in advance are you looking?
So we write down the big goals and of what we want to achieve, what the ideal life would look like. And then we'll break it down into what do we need to do in the next 12 months and then in the next 90 days. And then do it in 90-day blocks of here's the important things that need to get done in order to get us closer to those goals.
Absolutely. Absolutely perfect. So talk about this Rainmaker show, man. You got coming on Apple TV and Roku and Amazon.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, everyone has been saying they want to see what we do in our life. So we thought, well, why not create a TV show and just show people? I meet so many amazing, interesting people. We travel to such incredible places. We get to experience so much cool stuff that we're like, well, someone approached me the one day and said, you need a TV show on this. People want to see this. And so I said, okay. So we're busy building it out. It's going to be a mix of business, of travel, of hacks, stuff that we do, how we eat, how we exercise, just a bit of a mix.
And how do you get on Apple TV?
The company that actually approached me have got it on that platform already. So they've got it across all of those platforms and we get to promote it. So, it comes down to that thing of build a network of amazing people and these magical opportunities seem to fall in your lap. I think Gary Player said, the harder I work, the luckier I get.
Yeah. You a golfer?
Not an avid golfer, but I can hit a ball from time to time.
There you go. A lot of golf courses in Thailand?
I don't know. I haven't really played here, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Awesome, man. So where do our listeners find more of Matt Clark?
So LinkedIn is obviously the first place. It's Matt Clark Rainmaker. Same thing on Facebook, same thing on Instagram. Our website is thevirtualedge.com.
Okay.
And if people want to go check out some of the tools that we're using, some of the fun stuff that we do, we've created a page called rainmakergifts.com.
Rainmaker Gifts.
We've actually, exactly. And we've actually taken a lot of our thought processes and what we've built over the past 8 years and built AI tools out of it. So people can go and actually test drive some of those AI tools under the Rainmaker Gifts.
That's awesome. What's the biggest game changer from AI standpoint, in your opinion?
Speed to results. Yeah. Absolutely, speed to results. I mean, what I used to be the one sitting writing all the email copy, building all the campaigns, and it took hours and hours and hours. And I don't actually like to write, but I prefer to talk, and then, someone else must do something with that and change that into copy. But now with AI, it's allowed me to do exactly that in a fraction of the time. But not only for us, we've been able to take all of that, take all of our frameworks, our templates, our scripts, and actually build it into something where we can ask people a couple of questions and it'll build the whole thing for them. Which means that what used to take our clients 3 to 4 months to get set up and running is now taking 2 to 3 weeks.
Wow. Like, what's an example of that?
So building out the model is one example of it. And people used to go backwards and forwards about how do I fill out these things? What does my process look like? And everyone's got kind of a process in their head. But then who should my ideal audience be? It depends on where they're at in their business. Who should I be targeting? What should my USP be, my unique message? And so we built an AI that we'd ask them a couple of questions. It'll come up with a different couple of 3 different target markets that they should be focusing on based on where they're at in their business, what their offer does. We'll then go and capture their signature voice. So they'll upload documents that they've written, so it sounds like them, capture their unique voice, put together their first version of the model, and then it'll use their signature voice plus the model to create their unique branded method. And people used to agonize over this thing for weeks and months. Now we can get it done within 20 minutes.
Wow. All through like ChatGPT, or which ones?
Yeah, so we've actually built our own model that uses ChatGPT in the back end. Okay. So we've built all of our frameworks into that. That's like I said to you before, it's some of the late nights and early mornings building all of the stuff in the background so our clients can get better results faster.
I love that. Awesome, man. Well, we will send that, all of our listeners, to the rainmakergifts.com, and then everywhere else you talked about on LinkedIn and all the other social media platforms, man. It's been awesome having you, Matt. Really appreciate your time and appreciate you at, I think it's probably, 12:40 a.m. Where you're at. So we really appreciate you staying up with us, my friend.
Man, glad we finally got to connect. It has been awesome spending time with you, and I hope that everyone got some value from this.
Absolutely.
That's my genuine wish. Go build your boxes.
Go build your boxes. We will do it, man. Well, thanks for being on the Circuit of Success.
Thanks, Brett.